I'll say welcome everybody. Welcome to AusDraft 2.0. We've got Team Socksyy versus Team Liam here. Going into game number 1 on the front line. We're going to see some mad villager action with them laming hopefully on the front side. And then we're going to transition into a bit of a strange open game. We'll start off with Socksyy's team. We've got Bananasaurus here up at the front with the Romans. Interesting civ pick. Followed up by Socksyy with the Chinese. Then we have Noodle with the Sicilians. And then Brady's with the Saracens. So this is a lot of relatively low picks for their team. Not trying super hard, it seems, for frontline. Over for Team Liam, though, we have Lawmeister playing as the Goths. That instant Loom Tech and extra Hunt is a pretty nice bonus for the front, but I would be expecting him to be getting up in the face of Bananasaurus. You're Goths, man. Get that Loom, get that Laming going. Kill the boars, kill the deer. Quickly scan through the rest of his team. We've got Liam in the second position playing as the Mongols. Followed up by Timber, Hogvandy, we're just going to call him Timber. He is here as the Lithuanians. And instead of the Spanish, what are these civs? These are like half of his arena civs that I was expecting to see. Instead he's playing them on front line. Okay, we've got one villager heading off for a walk. Potentially going to get a lame in. Oh, stealing the sheep. Oh, nice. Instead of Spanish, that's a paddling. I mean, Spanish at the back seems kind of interesting. You just go FC Castle Drop Conks, and then probably let Timber transition to a bit of a boom behind that. Oh, walling in the berries as well. Okay, Lawmeister, he knows what the plan is. He knows the lame game. I wonder, though, is he going to kill the rest of the deer? I think I would normally say you'd kill the deer first and then wall the berries in. But seeing as Bananasaurus is not really making any attempt to deny this, you get the walls up nice, and then kill the deer seems to work out just fine for him. I'll speed up a little bit just to catch up to the normal time, since we haven't really missed any crazy lames at the start, which I was worried about. It's just a very small amount of lames. And everyone's just chilling. Well, there is a boar out here, though, but I don't think... Yeah, there's no line of sight on that. And already doing Loom. I guess... What are you thinking with that Loom? Just house, potentially? No, you got 3 houses. Just doing Loom for the sake of it, it seems. Over on the other side, are we seeing anyone getting close to feudal age? Liam, as the Mongols, probably going to be doing fast scouts. He hasn't built his second building yet, so he's not going to be doing anything crazy like 16, 17 pop. Oh, never mind. Maybe. Probably just 18 pop archers would be the play as the Mongols, it seems. Fast archers try to get in there and support your flank that's been up in the dirty business of laming. No predictions. Oh shit! You see, nobody reminded me to do the predictions, so I didn't do the predictions. Let's do that real quick. You'll only have 1 minute though, but you can get in there, get that predictions. Mongols actually got through. Mongols were like bottom 4 picks for one of the teams. Bottom 8 in the draft, which is kind of crazy. And we've also got really fast feudal from Timber as Lithuanian. So it seems like we've got basically just Arabia strats. 18 pop archers, 18 pop scouts from the 2 middle players. Try to get up and, I guess, get a forward position. These 2 golds in the stone in this area could be pretty valuable as the game goes on. For the rest of the team... Socksyy as the Chinese, okay, he has got a mill, which does make sense, and then he's going for goals. Seems there has been an attempt to wall in the goals. Could still, Socksyy, that villager is just barely standing on it, very nice. And even the pocket is going up fast. Brady's. So we're going to be seeing double scouts from the 2 pockets for Socksyy's team, plus Chinese archers, and then Bananasaurus is just trushing. He's almost ready to click up, it seems. Whereas we're only going to have 2 players doing any army. Lawmeister is nowhere near clicking up. And then it seems Snedo is going to just FC and boom. He's not on stone yet, so Conks isn't a early priority right here. Not worth whirling the gold with so many piles nearby it. True, but like, if you see that they're already built a mining camp on it, then you could potentially disrupt their gold income through middle of feudal age. I mean, it's obviously not a huge amount of value, but it's still, you know, your village is out here. You may as well do something with it. Get a little bit of value while you can. Oh, Bananasaurus. Not really paying much attention there. Oh, the walls? Nope. Oh, he tried. He tried, but Liam does manage to pick off a vill. And then the walls to secure the front of his base makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure what these vills are going for. Oh, I missed the counter lane that was going on. Bananasaurus was getting up in here, but the deer are right next to his berries, so it doesn't even really matter that they've been lamed, because they're so close. Don't walk into the TC, though. Because there's not a lot of vills here, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, running away now. So, stone and gold for feudal age. I guess archers plus towers will be the play. Seems to be the go-to. Oh, Socksyy, you're being greedy there. Oh, does actually manage to get the vill. Huge. And then the first two archers as well. Oh, Lawmeister is losing so many vills. 0-4. 0-4 on vills already. Is front civ irrelevant, or is there consideration reboom fast feudal? I definitely don't think it's irrelevant, but it's the least relevant civ. Having a good front civ, or a good late game civ to like reboom into, makes quite a bit of sense. But also just having a fast civ so that you can actually, you know, for instance, trush like this makes quite a bit of sense. And now we're seeing a little bit of a push forwards from Liam and Timber. But what they're not really aware of at this stage is that Brady is coming forward with a bunch of scouts as well. And Socksy's team could quite easily just overwhelm this small little army right here. Like, we take out these villages. Whoops, wrong way around. Yeah, like they've got a huge army lead right here on the front lines. At the back, what is Snetto doing? Not mining any stone, so it's just an FC for boom, it looks like. I don't like that. I feel like that's a big waste of the potential for Spanish. And we're also not really seeing many walls from any of the players on any of the teams. And we are starting to see the feudal fight coming in, and they just have to run. There's just too many scouts here. Just keep backing up, trying to kill as many vills, or sorry, as many scouts as possible. The tower is now up. Lawmeister does not currently have any access to wood. He can back up to either of these wood lines if he needs to, but he's also going to lose his berries. Oh, losing more villagers. Oh, Lawmeister is getting destroyed right here. And this feels, I think, really bad for Liam's team. I mean, I guess they're probably going into this with the assumption that Lawmeister's not really going to be an impactful part of the game. But they've got three really, really powerful civs in Lithuanian, Spanish, and Mongols. And just already having such a huge disadvantage at this stage of the game is quite unfortunate. Yeah, I think that's fair enough, Monk. You draft the frontline civ, the frontline civ quite late, just to prioritize the other more important civs. I think that does make sense, but like, I think that if you had a civ that has absolutely zero eco bonus, like, I don't know, Byzantines or something like that, versus a civ like Goths, I think you should still be in a pretty rough position in the early game, because the free loom and the faster hunt is pretty useful. Lawmeister does now have a lumber camp back there, getting double bit axe. We do see armor coming in for Snetto, so he's going to make some Castle Age Knights for a single stable while adding in a TC down here on the bottom side. And the only real walling attempt is Liam here, looping around the top and the bottom, but he's still open, leading into both of his allies right now. And we do see a pause. Cat is on. I guess I should probably turn on the tributes and the market buy sell. Oh, we don't need those other ones. How is everybody else looking? Anyone close to clicking Castle Age? Lawmeister's got a decent amount of food, but he's got nothing on goals. And without his berries and without that last... I mean, there's not a lot of food left on that deer, but without those berries, I think he's definitely going to struggle to get up. Because he's about to have to spend all of his wood onto farms or just mass buy food, so he's not going to be castle for a while. Brady's, though, as a Saracen, is definitely incredibly close. Does he have a market? He does not. So he's just going to naturally click up, it seems. Which he's not too far away. The biggest issue is going to be getting the gold. Like, I'd love to see him have a Saracen market right now. He's got the wood for it easily. You just drop a market, sell 100 wood, and you'll be on the way. Blacksmith coming in for Noodle. Probably scouted the fact that there is armor for Mr. Timber, and just wanting to match that. But I feel like Socksyy's team should be pretty happy. Like, they've killed a ton of vills off their front player, off Lawmeister, so they've got a very significant lead here for Bananasaurus. I guess the question becomes, what is Bananasaurus going to do as a follow-up to this? And Liam's trying to get into a micro war with Socksyy. I'm not sure if this is the best idea. Socksyy is a pretty nasty micro beast. And we do see Snedo going for a third TC already. So I guess the question is going to be, is Snedo's eco lead, when he gets 3 TCs rolling, going to mitigate the damage that Lawmeister has taken? And considering how slow the rest of Socksyy's team is up to Castle Age, we could see the Vil count switch, the Vil lead, I should say, switch in the next 2 or 3 minutes. I hope we see Roman longswords. I don't know if that's the best play. Oh, what do we do? Roman going for stone walls. I love this. I love this. Early, get the walls up on the sides, prevent any sneaky raids. Let's go back to normal speed. Roman longswords would be Chad. I mean, potentially. They're probably pretty powerful, but... oh, longswords just always seem like such a meme to me. I can never really take anything seriously where it's actually, you know, considering taking them. Okay, but now these first knights are actually hitting the battlefield, and Socksyy's team is forced to retreat. He does have a decent number of archers. I don't know if they want to take this fight. They definitely can't take the fight without Liam here. They need Liam's archers 100% to get involved here. Liam's only 5 vills behind, but much closer to Castle Age. True. Bananasaurus has a shit ton of gold, though. He can always just build a market and buy his way up whenever he wants to. Oh! Speak the words and it happens. Alright, look at that. And he's up. He's essentially up. He just needs to gather a little bit of gold. And here we see all of the cav has been cleaned up. Socksyy's archers are now running away. He's off his gold. This is both of his golds. So he's going to really struggle for archer reduction right here. And even just a handful of knights from Snedo has actually made a massive difference right here. And now they continue to roll around. They can deny these berries, deny these other berries. Get over to Socksy's wood line. This could be almost a GG position right here. I mean, yes, you're walling in the villas so the scouts and the knights can't kill you, but there are a big group of archers here. This army just needs to jump on Socksy's archers, force them to back away, and then just let Liam walk over here and kill the vills. Go, go. Come on, Liam, kill the vills. The archers, don't worry about them. Kill the vills. Kill them. Kill them all. Oh boy. Yeah, Socksyy is fucked. He is absolutely wrecked right here. Socksyy sold stone already. Oh yes he did, so he can't even build a counter tower. He's trying to micro his vills back and forth, but he's just lost so many vills right here. He's on a 5 to 5 KD, but all of the vills that he killed were from Lawmeister. Whereas this is the best player on Team Socksyy, losing vills. We do have a couple of knights coming in from Brady's, but he's losing even more villagers on his berries at this point from Timber's scouts. There's even 2 sheep here that he hasn't taken. Oh, and Liam's archers is just... whew. He's a little bit slow to Castle Age, but if they can kill enough of Socksy's archers, then the crossbow timing isn't even going to be that scary. Alright, they've got almost equal archer numbers right here on the field, but then Liam also has more archers back here somewhere. There we are. Yeah, and they're essentially trading off pretty heavily on the front, but now the Vil lead is just absolutely swung back the other way. We see that Snedo has a 10 to 20 Vil lead over everybody else, plus the fact that Socksyy's taken so much damage right here. This is almost... and he's just losing even more crossbows. He's not on gold at the moment. Oh, he is actually on gold. He's sharing golds with Bananasaurus. Banana is in Castle Age, though. He's building a TC. He's almost finished the stone walls, which is pretty good, I'll be honest. He's going to struggle a little bit to get these walls up because of this tower, potentially. And we actually see Lawmeister going for some counter towers to try to push back this wood line. I'm not sure if that's really the priority. I feel like just saving that stone And just going for a castle drop right here in front of these golds would have been a much better play. But no, it's not the end of the world. Back at home, Brady is transitioning into 4 TCs. He's not adding any more knights. He's just like, nope, I need to catch up on eco. Noodle, it seems, is going to be the one staying 1 TC and making the knight production. But Noodle's still in feudal age. And she's only just now getting wheelbarrow. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is rough as hell. Oh. This means there's going to be no knights on the field, so they can't really push anything. I guess the benefit is that they can't also be pushed because of all these stone walls. Can we see the damn Snedo booming away? Look at his not so lovely farms. But he does have the 3 TCs rolling. He should probably add a 4th TC soon. Would be what I would like to see. But Lawmeister's close to castle age. How much stone does he have in the bank? He has enough stone for a castle. I want to see it right here in front of these golds. Destroy the TC. That's what we want to see. And Liam even... Sorry, not Liam. Timber still has a couple of scouts roaming around trying to find some kills. And even a single knight from Snedo here. Well, Socksy's going to take even more damage. As if the man hadn't already lost 10 villagers. He's going to lose at least another one here. Oh! Maybe? Maybe not. No, he saves the vill. He quick walls in that one and the other 2 run to the TC. Very nicely done there. But oh boy, here comes the castle. We're also seeing a siege workshop. I don't know if the siege workshop is really necessary. I mean, maybe they just want some extra siege to try to bust through the walls on either side at some point. We do see a 3rd TC coming up from Bananasaurus. Oh, Socksy's archers. Crossbows have snuck out through this gate. But the enemy knows where it is. The enemy being Liam's team. They're tracking it with their knights. They're just waiting until they've got enough numbers to take a nice fight over here. And then this castle, oh boy, Lawmeister is sending 14 villagers. He wants this castle up, and he is going to get it. And then he's just going to start gobbling up all this gold. Going for a 2nd TC as well, get his eco rolling. Snedo is locked the fuck in. I mean, you could say that both teams are locked in, but this castle is very quickly going to make a hole. Or the crossbows even made a hole. And now the castle's here. There's a mango coming out as well, just to make sure this castle dies really quickly. Socksy's starting to add his first TC, but he has the least number of villagers in the game right now, which is not where you want to see your premier player, where you want your captain to be. He's only just doing eco upgrades right now at minute 27. It's looking really good for Liam's team right here. A couple of scouts from Noodle trying to run back, trying to get some raids in. Knights are really not the best unit to chase scouts with, just because they're so much slower. But if they do dive under a TC like this, they take a ton of damage, and they could even get fought off by vills at this point. If they absolutely had to. But we do see a counter tower coming up from Bananasaurus. He wants to just prevent any big push, it seems, coming through here. He is losing some villages, though, underneath these towers. There's some knights and huskarls roaming around, but the big issue for me is taking control of these 2 golds. Because at least one of these golds is Bananasaurus that the other team now has, which is quite impactful on the map like this, where there is not a lot of gold, really. What do you think about both captains being in position 2? I don't like it. I definitely agree. I think that the captains should be in position 3 or 4 most of the time. Because almost always your captain should be one of your best late game players. So you want to let them get to late game with a big ego, right? Like Socksy's just so far behind in build count that he's never really going to be a late game force at this stage. He will be, you know, at minute 50 sort of thing. But Snedo is obviously going to get up to imp a hell of a lot faster and be much more impactful in this game. Same deal with Brady's. Like, even though he was doing feudal age army, he's just full transitioned into 4 TC boom. He's actually going for the market and the monastery already, so he wants to click up. He has the resources for it. Oh, he has almost twice the resources. He can go to imp twice right here. Brady, what are you doing? Spend those resources. What is he going to make, though, is the question. What army will Saracens make? He's going for Fort Castle, so potentially Mamelukes. He can sling someone else to imp. Well, the thing is, you can't sling until you're in imp. So once he hits imp, he can sling somebody else to click him. That is definitely true. And then over here, they're trying to bust through the wall. The Mangonel is unfortunately attacking the wrong wall piece. But they will get through eventually, but they've got enough time for all the Socksy's team to just sort of rotate around and bring their army here. Brady... No, that's not Brady. Never mind, that's Bananasaurus. I thought that was orange for a second. Like, whoa, that's a late double bid axe for someone who's booming. If Brady doesn't go mems, he's a coward and a traitor. I think it's probably Yeah, he is. He is making the mams. I think it's probably... Yeah, I was going to say it's probably the best thing to do because you know that there's a Spanish deep pocket and you expect there to be, you know, heavy Cavalier Paladin plays coming in. The only question is, will the Mamluks be too slow? Will there be too many Cavaliers, too many Paladin on the field before he's able to get online? Should he maybe have opened with Camels and then transition into the Mamluks a little bit later? But considering how much eco he has, he shouldn't really struggle to get the necessary upgrades right now. And we do see the the layer of walls coming in for Mr. Timber. Does he have relics? Is the question. Where is the relic tab? He only has a single relic so far. Oh my god, I'm so bad at these tabs. Where am I going? There we are. Oh, I went all the way around the circle before I found it. Does this map version not have the stone in the woodlands? There are. You mean like these rocks which stop you from cutting around? They are there, they just don't show on the Capture Age minimap. Which is a little bit unfortunate. Makes it a little bit tricky. Snedo though, he's in Imp. He's getting the Cavalier and the armor upgrades, but he doesn't have a forward castle. He's dropping 2 markets. So he wants to just get trade booming, it seems. But without any siege, his Imperial time is a little bit almost wasted, I would say. You know, like a couple of trebs here pushing through the middle, I think would be pretty good. If they can deny this castle, that would also be big. Oh, yes, they are. Even to try and get some attack rounds off on those villagers. Can the Mango get another shot? Yeah, almost. Yeah, all the Socksyy's crossbows are dead. Liam still has a decent number of crossbows. This castle is not going up. And at this time, Brady's is only going to have 2 castles making mams. Why is he getting archer armor upgrade? That's the wrong upgrade, Brady. They're cavalry, not archers. Does Brady not know how Mamluks work? He's got 2 archer armor upgrades. Ugh, that's rough. He's gonna get absolutely slaughtered by crossbows, or soon to be Mangadai, I would guess. Liam's gonna do Arbs and then switch into Mangadai would be my guess. But yeah, just any decent number of range units are gonna shred these mams. Because he also doesn't have the unique tech plus 30 HP. Oh, and Socksyy. Socksyy was just starting to boom, and then he loses the TC. Oh, this is rough. Liam's team, a solid 40 Vil lead and 50, 60, 70 army lead at the moment. They look like they are in the driver's seat to win this game in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Even Lawmeister is on the way up to Imperial Age. Bananasaurus is trying to boom. He's got a decent Vil count, but he's nowhere near clicking Imp. Oh, and he's even doing another armor upgrade. Brady, no! Yes, I did say driver's seat. Oh, this is... Okay, I think this castle... Nope, nope. Castle's not going up. Not going up. This is what happens when you have Snedo in the deep pocket. Snedo just god gaming. Oh, Lawmeister wanted to go over here. I'm guessing he wanted to build a market so that Snedo could start the trade. These 4 scouts from Feudal Age from Noodle getting quite a bit of value in them right there. Oh, there's just so many villagers being killed, and like just denying this whole entire side means that they're never going to start trade. And we also see Paladin just roaming through Brady's base. So many villagers are dying here. Look at that Eco KD, 1 to 37. All of his farms are idle. How much food does he have right now? Okay, he's still got 1,000 food. He can afford to remake villages. He just doesn't have any gold income right now. And the GG is being called. I mean, I don't think having +4 armor would have made a difference. I think that they were already in a bad enough position. But it certainly does not help. You need the correct upgrades for your units. Ugh. That was a game. That was a game for sure. I really loved the work from Bananasaurus getting these walls up. But I think that they were just a little bit too safe. They just figured 1 layer of walls, we'll be fine. We don't need to worry about it. And all the while, Socksyy just took so much damage. His boom was so incredibly delayed. He has the equal least villagers in the game as the team captain, which is very, very unfortunate. Payouts, let's go. Oh yeah, let's do that. Choose outcome. Team Liam. There we go. Take your puntos. Get ready to reinvest them into the next game. And we'll jump out, we'll take a look at our Civ predictions, and we'll laugh at how incredibly incorrect they all are. So Vietnamese for Socksyy, no. Saracens, yes. Burgundians, no. Chinese, yes. And then they had Sicilians and Romans. What? Why are you using both of your last two picks? What in the world? Okay, that means that Vietnamese goes back to Arabia. With, I guess, Japanese is the other flank civ. That's still the arena civs. And I guess Burgundians go to Arabia? Oh, I don't like this at all. Burgundians in Arabia with no bloodlines? Or Poles in Arabia? I don't like what they're doing with their civs, I will be honest. Over on the other side, Koreans. They did not have Koreans. They had Spanish. They did have Goths, they did have Mongols, they had Lithuanians as well. What? Lithuanians are so cracked for Arena. Well, I guess we just straight switch in Slavs and Koreans. Koreans, Bengali flanks, Chuden Slav pockets. No worries. Arabia doesn't change. Yeah, the sus thing though is using your last two civs. Which one of these is not going to be used then? Oh wait, no. Why am I saying Burgundians? Never mind. 'Cause they've got Persians and Huns already. So does that mean they don't use Burgundians? It's one of Poles and Burgundians with Bohemians as the other pocket, my guess. But I guess Bohemians could be on a flank, and then you don't play Malay. Could be a possibility. Maybe Malay goes to Arabia. Because I do quite like Burgundians on Arena, I will be honest. Poles could be a flank as well, that's true. And you can still have the Bohemian pocket. I feel like in that case, you'd probably have Poles with Bohemians behind them and Burgundians behind Turks. So that you sort of split the two bombard cannon civs. Hmm. Well, we are going to go into Arena. Oh, I forgot to update the score. Let's do that real quick. Liam did win game one. I should also mark the civs that they won with. That's the correct thing to do. It's just so weird to me. Why would you pick Celts and Japanese ahead of these two civs if you wanted to play them? Like, Celts could have been Goths or Berbers, both of which are, I think, significantly better. Like, where are you even going to use Celts? If you're not using them on front line as like the front player, you have to use them on Arena Pocket. But you've already got such good Arena Pockets between Bohemians, Poles, and Burgundians. That Arena comp has low amount of front line. I mean, you've got Burgundian Custier, you've got Poles Cavalier, you've got Bohemian Helps. You've got three players who are quite happy to make melee units in the front. Turk Castle drop with Poles behind. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So you just Night Flood and you just kill potentially two players. You get the flank, and then you go to the pocket. And then the other side, Bohemians, Burgundians. I think that works as well. The only problem is you don't have Helms on the right hand side. Right hand side, the Turk side, but hopefully that's not necessary because you just kill somebody. Is Chun farm slinging still possible? I believe so. It should be possible, but I don't know why you would want to do it. I don't think farm slinging is really the that great of a thing because like Chudens are such a great civ, right? For especially like any sort of late game situation, right? They can do paladins, they can do halberso, they can do bombard cannons, they can do ETKs, they can do hand cannons. They got so many freaking options. Are you really going to slow down their boom so that your teammates can save 20 wood on a farm or a number of farms? You're sort of handicapping arguably your best civ so that your other civs are slightly better. Now, I think that could maybe make sense if you started off with Truden Flank and you trushed, and then instead of booming back into the game, or while you're booming back into the game, you spend your wood seeding farms for everybody else. Maybe. Maybe that would make sense. But I'm definitely not a huge fan of that. I will be honest. Not a fan at all. I think that's just the sort of memery, meme joke ideas that people have that's never really actually a good idea. 20 wood and the micro. I mean, if you're straight booming, is it really that hard to make farms? Like, what else are you doing? I guess maybe if you're making the farms for somebody who's being aggressive, but you still need to micro because you have to send your villagers to the farms. Arguably, it's more micro intensive because you might try to send villagers to farms that aren't ready yet. Or, you might have the time to send villagers and make the farms, but the farms aren't ready yet, right? So now you've just wasted, a second or two of your APM going back to your base trying to look at your farms and realizing that, hey, he hasn't made farms yet, I need to make them myself. Which you may not be able to afford because you have so few villagers on wood because you're full on trying to, what's the word? Do other things. I'm all here for the mams, memes, mams. We had mams in the last game. They just were very unupgraded mams. Let's see. We do have 8 players in the lobby. So it seems like they will be getting underway shortly. Now, let's do a final look over these. Do I see anything changing? I guess the melee flank is really the only possibility for Arena. But I just absolutely hate Socksyy's draft, I'll be honest. I thought it was kind of decent to begin with, and then they just sort of threw it away there by using arguably their best Arabia flank and their equal next best flank instead of having like Vietnamese. I see the Snedson in general chat. Have they subbed him out after last week's performance on Arena? Finrod is in the lobby and Stedo is not, so it seems quite possible that that is what they're doing. Have you thought of co-casting with some of the mainstream casters? Do we mean mainstream Aussie casters or mainstream like Dave and T90 sort of casters? Because I don't know if AusDraft tournament is high profile enough for them to waste, in quotation marks, waste their time casting. Plus, the time zone is definitely not conducive to the American casters. And then, any of the international casters just don't know the players or have enough. Oh, you mean I co-cast with them for other things? Um, Potentially. I did that back in the day, back on Voobly. I co-casted with Nilly a decent amount for some of the King of the Hippo events. Clan Masters in China. I was co-casting that. I fell asleep in a Team Acropolis game. Hey, hey, hey. That's my claim to casting fame. But no, I don't think it makes a ton of sense because at least currently, maybe in a month's time, if I keep doing this, maybe I get back into the rhythm of it. But I'm very out of practice, and I think that everybody sort of has their own preferred people that they like casting with most of the time, so they might not want to mess that up to bring in a rusty robo. But game 2 is just about to start. Spectrelay is almost hitting nothing. Well, this was like back when Team Acropolis, you didn't full wall the top. Tyrant was trying to full wall the middle of the map from like the edge to the pond to the other edge, and then they just died to scouts. So I really didn't miss much in that game, but I did fall asleep during it. That was also when the slam fletching um, became a meme, when he had fletching on his galleons in Imperial Age. But okay, let's jump into game number 2. We are on the arena. Looking at Team Liam here, we have Liam on the flank, moving away from his traditional pocket position, playing as the Koreans. His pocket is going to be the big Finrod. We're not going to see any rodding on this game, unfortunately, because we are on arena, but he's here as the Tunes. Then we have a Bengali pocket for Timber, and then Italians on the flank for Lolmeister. That's interesting. Bengali pocket. I mean, it makes sense if you don't really have a monkey arena clown player to actually like utilize heavy monk play, but they definitely fall into problems later in the game versus SO Civs. On the other side, though, we have Captain Socksyy playing also on the flank as the Turks. Oh, he is just going to bully poor Lawmeister. I hope Lawmeister is able to just get up to castle age, build a defensive castle. Otherwise, he's just going to get destroyed by Socksyy, I think. Socksy's pocket, though, we've got the big Bananasaurus playing as the Celts. Then we have Noodlebox as the Burgundians. And then we have Brady's as the Poles on the flank. So we're probably going to see Brady's going for a Trush. Yeah, I think Pole Trush makes a ton of sense. But then why'd you pick Bohemians? Are you going to use Bohemians as an Arabia flank civ? I don't like that at all. Yeah, they had such good arena civs. Why are they not using Bohemians? I mean, I guess it makes sense to have Celts because you want an SO civ potentially, but ugh. Are they playing Lawmeister twice to not have to play him for 2 sets? No, that's not how it works, Chris. You have to play one game every 2 weeks. So playing 2 games in 1 week doesn't count for any extras. At least as far as I'm aware. Like, they could skip him next week, but they would still have to play him in the 4th week, would be my understanding of how the team rules work. We're just getting denied the Snedo action on purpose. Yeah, maybe Snedo's just said, nope, I don't want to touch Arena ever again after that horrible Trush display. Celt Paladin, though, I don't think that's ever going to happen when you have Burgundians presumably playing for Coustier. Teutons, it looks like they're just going to boom, as you would expect. Same deal for the Bengalis. The question is, does Socksyy go for a fast imp? I guess if he scouts that he's against Lawmeister early enough, maybe he just tries to straight castle drop Timber. Like maybe Banana makes some scouts, and then he just goes super aggressive and tries to hit the pocket. And just skip the weakest player in the game, which is unfortunately Mr. Lawmeister here. Don't like that mill, to be honest, but I guess it's 3 tiles away from the house, so you can fit a farm there. Planning for the future, it seems. Does Noodle not have double bit axe? She does not. That villager is also stuck there. That poor dude. That house has just made him very spazzed out. He just completely lost his mind. He had no idea what he was going to do right there. The question is, does Noodle make any farms before Horsecollar? Because that would... Oh, we see double bit axe. Okay. It's not the end of the world. And we do see the loom coming in for Brady's. His mining camp is a little bit late, so he's probably going to make an extra villager. He also doesn't have the food to click up just yet. Yes, he'll make one more villain and then probably go up, seems to be the play. He can take a page from the Book of Bonk and castle drop between the flank and the pocket. I mean, yeah, castle here would be perfectly fine. The real question is, are you able to go that aggressive without being denied by some random scouts or something along those lines? I think the big question is, first of all, does Liam know that he's against Poles? Well, yes, because they know Red's on the other side. So he should be expecting a Trush. Is he able to just get up to Castle Age and defensive castle his way out of it, is the important question. Honestly, if I was him, I'd probably be already, like, preemptively walling across the front of his base, just to try to make it a little bit more difficult. We'll see. Loom for Lawmeister. He's not going to Trush, is he? No. I'm not sure why he's done Loom then. Maybe he just had a little bit of idle time. Oh, he's already idle for 2 villages. Whew, that's not ideal. Oh, Liam's going up faster feudal age as well. Oh! And so is Finrod. I say fast, but actually, it's not really. It's 24 pub. You completely lose track of time when you're not actually playing Arena, and you're just sitting here watching. Everything just feels so wrong. Let's see. This tower. Yeah, this is actually a pretty easy defense, to be honest. Probably would like to see another villager, and then you just wall to this gold, and then we'll bust the gate, and you're big chilling. You don't need to wall that piece. Oh, I guess you do, kind of. Just do a little bit to deny. He'll be up to feudal age. He can build his own counter tower. Oh, and forcing the villas to go back. Whoa, why are you building a tower there, Brady? That tower does nothing. What? You've just seen a gold. Why would you trush away from his base? What are you thinking? If only he knew and he dropped it on the stone. True that. Would that be in range, though? Potentially, yeah. If he'd got it in, like, the best possible position, maybe that would have worked out. You'd be like, you see the market here. He doesn't even need a counter tower. But he will probably build one as soon as his villagers get in, just to stop them getting too much of a forward position. But Liam, yeah, he doesn't have the food to click up. So he's going to be just defending himself quite nicely here. We see Market Blacksmith from Timber. Socksyy, he's on stone, he's on gold, so it looks like a castle drop is definitely on the cards. Nothing weird happening for any of the pockets. No one's going for scouts either. Which is a little strange, to be honest. After fletching it would, yes, 100%. But, you know, you can't know that, and that's quite a long distance to go to before you make your first tower. Honestly, I think Liam... Oh, Liam's up. Okay, he just did some market shenanigans. Big buying, big selling. Is he going to build a tower? I'd probably just build another house. Yeah, exactly. That's great. That's perfect, Liam. You just build that house. You get up to castle age. Where do you build the castle? I guess you're going to have to build the castle behind this blacksmith, which is not the ideal position, but it'll work out. It will deny the trush. Back over for Socksyy. Yeah, he's heavily on stone. The question is, does he commit to killing poor Lawmeister? And Lawmeister's not on stone. Why is he not on stone? Is he just gonna boom? I mean, he's up really late to feudal age, but you know, we can forgive that. He's learning. But he has to be on stone, I think, or else he's just gonna die to a couple of Jannies. There's an outpost here. Thinking about some walls over there. Yeah, finishing off that house, which is nice. Is the market going to go down? I would say no, because you could probably repair this market from this corner, and maybe that corner as well. Oh, but Fletching is coming in, so he won't be able to repair that anymore. So we're not going to see a castle drop instantly from Mr. Liam. I guess he's just going to go for guard towers. Probably get Fletching as well. Is he able to range this? No, he can't range that just yet. Whereas he can be ranged in return because of the Fletching for Brady. But now he's got guard tower, and Brady's like, well, time to leave. He does have a nice follow work. I don't like any of his house positions. Like, this is prime follow work real estate right here. And honestly, you could probably just about fit one between the TC and the gold there if these houses weren't in the way. So, a lesson to be learned for any possible pole players out there. You want to chuck your houses down pretty close to your TC just to leave more space for the follow work farms to be built. And we do see the castle coming from Socksyy, but it's not an aggressive one. It's a relatively defensive one, and he's going for double eco upgrades. Oh, but now Lawmeister is heavily on stone. Will he have enough stone by the time he makes it to castle age? 10 bills. He'll be close, and he's got a decent amount of gold, so he can easily just buy 100, maybe even 200 stone, and then get up a defensive castle at the front of his base. Yeah, Liam's just adapted. Ooh, that's sneaky. If he builds a castle here, but Liam's aware of that. If he sees anything weird going on, he's just going to chuck up his own tower. Yep, he's going to chuck a TC and just get the boom going. Oh, is the Vil actually going to go for it? He sees it. He knows the Vil is there. Does he care enough about this wood line is the question. And I'd say probably not. Like, as soon as this TC is up, you just move your wood line over to the TC and you're fine. Lowmeister going fast imp. Not with only 3 Vils on gold. If he was a higher rated player, I would say possibly. But I think he's just going to build a defensive castle and then probably boom behind it would be my guess. Although saying that, Jennies with a couple of petards are still going to be able to get in on either side if they want to make the long walk. And it's a little bit weird, I think, that Socksy's only made 3 Jans and then no petards. Is he not going heavily on army? But then why did you build the castle? The tower half ranges the stone. I mean, he could still mine this top one with a single villager, I think. You know, if it cooperates and goes nicely that way. So it denies 1 tile of stone, which is not the end of the world. And already getting that 3rd TC up. The question is, though, does Brady go for a fast imp behind this? Or does he just sit back and boom? Or maybe go for a Night Flood? He's got the stone. So a castle drop and then Night Flood is on the cards. He's not on any gold, though. And because he's not on gold, he's probably not going to do a fast imp either at this stage of the game. Oh, okay, we do now see the petards coming out for Socksyy. It looks like he's just going to completely bypass Grey. And, go for pocket. Makes a lot of sense. That is a smart play in my opinion, especially once you know that there's a castle here. Lawmeister's also going for a couple of relics, but he's not building any TCs. He did do the nice thing that I was suggesting. Some extra walls to lean in towards the castle to help secure it. A nice boom from Teal, yeah. He's on 4 TCs. He's got 65 Vils, which is the most in the game. Only 3 TCs for both of the other pockets. And we do see a couple of monks starting to be created by some bearish players trying to yoink some relics. Oh, does Lawmeister see this Jenny, though? I don't see any X's. Oh, he's noticed. Oh, boy. Timber should now be well aware, okay, there is some weird shenanigans coming towards his base, and he does get the conversion off as well. Oh, and this is unfortunate. Oh, Socksyy, you didn't scout enough. You just petarded into walls. Lawmeister, oh, he is up to him. He is doing a semi-fast imp. I don't know what he's going to make, though. Just Trebs and some monks seems to be the play. Oh. Now Socksy's like, well, I've made a mistake. Now what do I do? Oh, we didn't get predictions. See, chat, come on, guys. You gotta remind me to do predictions. Oh, and we're gonna see a forward castle from Brady. Oh, let's go. Honestly, that could be even more aggressive if you wanted to, but that's fine. We'll leave it with that. Is Liam able to do a counter tower? I mean, yes. But I think that castle probably would have gone up with that many villas. There is a Mangonel, though. Okay, the Mangonel does force him back. Condoza? You can't do condos with no eco. And condos also aren't that great against Jennies, because Jennies don't have extra damage versus, what's the word? Infantry, right? I think. Maybe it does still apply to Jenny damage, though. I'm not sure. I'll be honest. Oh boy, and Timber's just like, haha! You come out with me with monks, I will just convert you. 4 monastery defense. It's definitely a massive investment, though, so it's going to slow him down. And Brady did actually do a fast imp. How? Did he just sell his mind? Oh, no, he just went to gold and I just didn't notice, that's all. Condo's anti-gunpowder. Gunpowder makes no sense. Yeah, the condos deal more damage, but I think that they don't take less damage. So the Jannies are still decent and just killing them in low numbers. And you're going to be low numbers when you're on a fast eco like this. Oh boy, here come the conversions. Loses 1 monk. Oh, going for another castle. Socksyy is committing. Oh, and oh, Timber, smart man. He saw the build coming, and he's like, get on top of this castle foundation. Don't let him start building this. And now Socksyy has just... He was trying to do a fast imp of his own. And now just the big monk defense plus the monk fast imp from Lawmeister might actually be quite dangerous. If he goes forwards with 2 or 3 trebs and all of these monks that they have combined, they can take down this castle before Socksyy makes it to imp. And they've also got some Jannies now as well that they can use to support. Come forward, take a forward position. Oh, Socksy's going again. Oh, I would love it so much if he tries to build this and just instantly gets trebbed. I fear the yellow player here. Yellow's now going for a 5th TC. I think that's a little bit of overkill. I think clicking up... I mean, he's close to clicking imp, so it's probably fine. Purple's on the way up. Everybody's on the way up to imp, except for teal and yellow. And yellow's just about to click up. So it's basically only teal that's not up, and teal's very far behind on the food count. That is a ballsy castle. Are you going to see... Oh, yes, the castle is visible. Trebs, unpack Trebs, go. Trebs, get it. Come on, go. Kill it. Kill, kill, kill. Please. Please. Yes. You've noticed. Move. Come on. Kill it. Kill it. Lawmeister, what are you doing? Don't worry about your monks. Kill the castle. Counts dies to monk anyway, and Ellie Archer. I don't know about that. Because you're not even an imp yet. Okay, I guess he is clicked up now. Wasting stone. I mean, I would prefer to kill it before it gets finished, if I'm being honest. Even if it does mean that they can delete it for 50 stone. I think that would be much better. Because, like, there is always a chance that he's able to repair it now. But I guess if he gets a 3rd and a 4th treb, then it's probably fine. Okay, we're going to see a bunch of monks. Let's see. Let's get these conversions going. Back on the other side, we've got trebs coming out for Brady's, but not really in a position to make any other army. Whoops, let's turn off the fucker wall. Let's go back to normal. Because he is on... He's starting to add TCs, but he doesn't really have much eco. So it's pretty much all in on just trebs, and then can Finrod defend with halbs and bombard cannons seems to be the play. And we're just going straight paladin. I do not like straight paladin as Burgundians. Oh, yep, that castle is going down. Paladin as Burgundians is just such a poor unit. The lack of bloodlines means you're just going to get wrecked by anything else on the field. And, like, especially against, like, Teutons. If Teutons was doing their own Paladin, they'd have, you know, 2 extra melee armor plus bloodlines. Which is just never going to be a fun fight. I think that if you're playing Burgundians, you have to be going into Socksyy. Because it's just such an insanely powerful unit. Like, I think the only reason to do Paladin is to go for a Paladin timing, essentially. Where you have Cavalier already before you hit Imp, and then you're instantly clicking Conscription and Paladin, and then you have like 40 Paladin at minute 30 sort of thing. I think that's the only time you should be making Paladin on Arena as Burgundians. Otherwise, Socksyy is just such a better unit. For Socksyy, I think Socksyy is just going to get absolutely defeated here. Bananasaurus is going for the correct units, Onagers and Helbs. But just fully upgraded Bengali monks? Okay, he doesn't actually have the upgrades yet, but if he commits to getting like Redemption and block printing, then he can try to convert these Onagers. And then the big fat tanky elephants are just going to roam around. The 2-1 streak has ended, it's time for the 2-0s. I hope not, the 2-1s are far more entertaining, if we're being honest. Look at these mass repairs. You got 8 villagers repairing a treb, and then a bunch of villagers repairing a castle as well. But now this bombard cannon's starting to come out. Finrod should just be able to snipe all of these. Yeah, like even the mangonels are getting in here trying to snipe the trebs. Yeah, and then even on this side, Brady's fast in push is just not fast enough, unfortunately. He does manage to take down one of the trebs, but I think his castle is just about to die. Liam doesn't have an amazing eco, let's be honest, but he's starting to switch into ARBs. He's got a decent number, and there's just I don't think there's going to be hits. Oh, Noodle's not even doing Paladin. She's switching into hand cannons. Which I guess makes sense when there's this many helps. But Arbs and Onagers are soon going to be on the field. And oh my god, Socksyy is just dying. Socksy's dead. Lawmeister is trying to go for the monk strats though. He does have block printing, and I assume he has redemption because he's trying to convert these Onagers. But the Elephant Archers are just like not even caring. They're just wandering over there and just tanking the arrow fire. Or the Onager fire, I should say. Socksyy though, down to 56 fills. He has the least fills in the game. Just barely. He's just behind Mr. Lawmeister. And then now the siege is starting to roll forwards from Lawmeister. He's going to start killing these production buildings, the TCs, the castles on this side. And then over here, Brady has lost his castle. He did manage to run away with 2 of the trebs. But he's just got so little eco that there's nothing else that he can really do. And they're full on relying on Noodlebox defending with hussars and hand cannons, it seems. Which is like a decent unit comp. You got full upgrades on the hussars. You got the first armor upgrade on the hand cannons. But like bombard cannons, some micro. Eventually Liam's going to get to onagers as well. I think that this is pretty over on this side. And on the other side, Socksyy is just completely dead. Lawmeister has played good for his elo. I mean, 100%. You would not guess that Lawmeister's a 1k1, 1k2 player. With the way that he has played so far. In these 2 games. He's done incredibly well for being the low-ranked player on Team Liam here. If Banana was any slower, I'd bench him for the rest of the tournament. Toxic Chris. Toxic Chris. And we see the GG. Woof. This is the second 2-0 of the tournament. Coming in here. Played better than that Snedo guy who played Arena last week. Oh, Snedo throwing shade at himself. That's fair enough. And it looks like Noodle's just trying to go for a final fight. Oh, but now the Italian condos, well, the Teuton condos, thanks to the Italian teammate, are coming in to counter the hand cannon. Something I didn't even consider. But definitely a really good play there. And boy, oh boy. Wowie. That was a series. That was quite a lot of domination, to be honest, right there.